Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a really exciting video for you. This is the first video in my Oden's Eye Perfect World series. Since it is my birthday on Friday, I thought we would do Wednesday, Thursday and Friday with these new palettes. I'm really excited to give these a go. Basically, I asked if you wanted to see one video with all three, one video with each, and nobody could decide, so I decided that we'd make it into a little bit of a birthday palooza. So today we're going to be using the Flora Story palette from Makeup Just for Fun. So this one is the most neutral out of the three palettes. This is probably for me the colour story that least excites me. I still love it, but the other two are brighter and more crazy, so for me that's just the vibe I go for. So we're going to use this one first. Right, let's go in with the Azalea, which is this like medium purple shade. I'm going to take a pretty big fluffy brush. This is the Laura Faye A25. I'm going to put this in the crease. Love Oden's eyeshadows, they are really great quality, so I'm hoping that these are the same. I have got my base on because I've just filmed my first impressions of the Maybelline Superstay Powder Foundation that's gone viral at the moment, so I'm really hoping that these don't have too much fallout. We've got a little kit back in the pan, but there doesn't seem to be too much on the face. I'm actually going to sit here and record all three of these videos today, which I'm absolutely not excited about because my eyeballs are going to hurt. I've got plenty of Monster. This is the new Ultra Cherry one, which is very delicious. I would recommend it. And I've also got some iced coffee as well, just in case. So this colour is really beautiful. It's like a really grungy lilac shade. So not lilac, sort of muted like medium purple shade. Grungy. Could end up a little bit bruisey if you're not careful, I feel like. It's not too much blending with this one. I'm just going to go in with Shroom, which is this like, it's more like a brownie shade. And I'm just going to blend the edges with that. That might have made it more bruise-like. It still looks cute though, so we're going to keep rolling with it. This one, I'm honestly really not sure what to do with this one. I've got like ideas in my head for the other two palettes, but this one I've just not really thought about it that much. I might do a halo eye maybe? Yeah, let's do a halo eye. Why not? Okay, so at least that's decided. I'm excited to try this little Dawn shade, which is like what looks like a really beautiful like duochrome white that like shines green. So very excited to give that one a go. These are quite powdery in the pan, but we don't seem to get much fallout on the face, which always a good thing for me. I do tend to do my base after I've done my eyeshadow, but I know some people prefer to do their base first, so I do always like to sort of keep an eye out for shadows that, you know, might be uncomfortable and fallouty for people who do their base first. I honestly don't know what I'm whittering about right now. I think I might not have had enough caffeine yet this morning. I'm a shell of a woman. I had the most intense migraine sort of Friday night and Saturday last week, and this weekend, and I just feel a bit dazed still. You know, it's all fun and games. We love a bit of chronic illness time every now and again. It's just gonna rear its little ugly head. This is the Morphe M332. I'm going to take the darkest purple shade, which is called Orchid, and we're going to put that on the inner and outer corners of the lid to create the halo. Oh, this shade is pretty. This shade is really pretty. I feel like you can always tell a good eyeshadow formula from the purples because they are notoriously hard to formulate, and Oden's Eye always smash the purples. That is a really beautiful shade. I will say that once I've sort of blended that darker shade out a little bit, it has gone quite similar to the Azalea shade. So do with that what you wish. Sort of when it's got a little bit of it's like really deep, but when you sort of blend it a little bit more, it is like it's a very, very similar tone to Azalea, so there's not a lot of dimension for me, which is not necessarily something. I'm not necessarily one of these people that's like I must have like a transition and a crease shade and then loads of definition, but I just find that blended together those two look very similar, and maybe something with a slightly different tone would have been nice. We're just going to do the inner third of the lid. I've not really got a small enough brush for this with me at Sam's, so I'm just doing that on a wing and prayer. It's okay, we're going to put a little line in a corner shade in anyway, so that should hide it. Like you'll just see like here, it's the on the inner corner, especially this eye. I don't know which side that is. It's a very similar tone, very similar. And it has sort of just blended into what looks like the same colour that we've got in the crease, which again, not necessarily anything wrong with that. I just maybe would have liked something with a little bit of a different tone. So I'm going to go back in with Shroom, and I'm just going to make sure there's no harsh lines where we've placed the shades on the lid. And then we are going to take a little flat brush. This is the Laura Faye E28, and I'm just going to wipe off whatever sugar we've already got on this, and we're going to go in with, I think I'm going to use Misty, which is the lighter of the two greens. Let's try it unsprayed first. Oden's Eye shimmers can sometimes be a bit chunky and a bit sort of prone to hard pan, so they are normally better with a finger, but when you've got tongs this long there's just no point in taking your eye out. That is actually really pretty even though it's not sprayed. So there's two layers on that eyeball there. Let's spray the other one. This is the Clarins Makeup Fix, which is a nice one. It's a really pretty bottle. I'm not sure actually whether this is like a permanent thing in the Clarins range, or you can only get it when they release their summer collections with the big bronzers. But it's like, it's available a lot of the year. So I'm just going to spray it, and we're going to see, yeah, so it's definitely more intense, more my level, with the one swipe. We have a little bit of slight hard padding going on already, which is annoying, but there's something that Oden's Eye shimmers, like I said, they just tend to do that, and you've just got to sort of scrape it off a little bit and, and deal with it basically. With the lower lash line, I'm going to take the Orchid shade again. I'm going to put it as close as I can to this lower lash line. See, this for me is going back to talking about neutral palettes that nobody else probably thinks of neutral. This palette is very neutral for me. So yeah, just trying to sort of bring back the brightness of that purple as much as I can to make it sort of slightly less neutral. If you've not seen my neutral palettes that for Colour Lovers video, you'll understand that I don't have a normal perception of neutral palettes. I like very sort of bright neutral palettes, if that makes sense. This is one of the ones from the new little P. Louise palettes. The ones that came in the budget box. It doesn't actually have a number, it's just like a little rounded flat brush, and I'm going to take the Dawn shade, which is like the duochrome white to green, and we're going to pop that. Oh, okay, there's also some pink reflect in this. I'm very excited for this. Okay, that is beautiful. I like that a lot. This for me, the shimmers are gorgeous. The colours are really pretty. It's probably not a palette, not out of the three, the palette that I'm going to get the most use out of. But it is really pretty. And I like it actually more than I thought I was going to. So that is actually really pretty. It's not actually really got any green reflect in it. It's like a fiery red pinky reflect. It's really beautiful. Let's do something a little bit extra. I'm just going to take my Glisten liner. This is the shade Camo, number 8 brush. I'm just going to line with the darker green above where we've put that shimmer in the halo eye. It's not enough moisture. The one thing about this Clarins setting spray is it does smell like flowers, so you know, not the cutest scent in the world, but it is not too bad. So I'm just going to put a little line above where we've put that green in the middle of the halo. Just to really pull that together. And you know I love a little bit of graphic liner. I was like, when I got these palettes, I was like, oh, I could just do like some videos where I just use the palettes. Stroke my graphic liner live there. I've got a lot more than I intended it to be. Okay, so I'm going to go put some lashes on, and then I will be back with the final look. Okay, so this is the first look with the Oden's Eye collab palettes. I love this look. I love it so much more than I expected to. This palette, it surpassed my expectations. The colour story is a little bit more different than what I thought it was initially. Don't get me wrong, still quite neutral, but I really like it. In my waterline, I've got All Smudge No Budge from Mitchell and Nerve. As I said, I also use Glisten Camo for my waterline. Not for my waterline, for my liner. Lashes are Dose of Lashes Saint. And then on the lips, I've got Nabla's Close Up Lip Shaper in Nude number 3. And Glisten Gliss Gloss in Crystal, because I thought it pulled into those like cool reflex. So this is the first look. I'm really happy with how it came out. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. We're going to be using the Sea Talk palette with Lauren tomorrow, which is the like half neutral, half blue, bit of green and bit of pink one. So this is what we're going to be using in tomorrow's video on the little sort of countdown to my birthday. I do hope you did enjoy seeing this look with this palette. If you have got this, let me know what you've done with it. Tell me if you've filmed a video with it. I want to see them all, because now that I've actually used them myself, I'll probably watch some more videos. I have watched Kerry's video, which I'll leave down below, but other than that, I've not really watched anybody else's videos on the palettes because I didn't want to sort of influence what I ended up doing with them. But yeah, so super happy with how this came out. Thanks so much for watching, guys. You've been fabulous. I've been Coleoftheball, and I will see you tomorrow for another